Hi everyone, welcome back to Vintage African Hairstyles on VINAFRIQ. This is your number one go-to on how-to for African hairstyles. For this episode, we're going to be looking at 3 jolly friends, aka Heavenly King, aka Patewo front and back. So I'm going to be guiding you on how to make this hairstyle, the simple templates on how to make this hairstyle so you can design it into whatever you want from there. So the first thing you're going to have to do is to divide the hair into 3 portions. Now they are not going to be 3 equal portions. You're going to have your portion in front, which I'm cutting out right now. So you can make it as big or as small as you want. You can make that portion as big as small as you want. You can shape it however you want to shape it. I'm choosing to do more of a circular or oval shape pattern or more. Do I know shapes like this? Rectangle does a round corner. That's what I'm doing here. So you cut that shape out, then you go to the back and take out the portion for the back. You take out a straight line portion for the back. So it's like maybe 1/3 of the hair that you cut out. So guys, always keep in mind that this particular hairstyle video is not for beginners. So I'm assuming you already know how to make hair. That is, you already know how to weave. I'm assuming you already know how to weave. So what I'm doing is just showing you how to do the pattern for the hairstyle that you want to make. So your final portion, which is your middle portion, which will be the most, you divide into another 2 equal halves. You have to make sure that it's equal. Can you see? 2 equal halves, because that will be your patewo that will meet in the middle, and you don't want your patewo to be waka. You don't want it to be weird. So now you kind of have like 4 portions, but they're actually just 3 portions because 1 portion has been divided into 2 for a particular hairstyle. And someone wants to say hi to you. Chimamanda. Someone wants to say hello. She has been whispering in my ear since.
Hi everyone.
Okay. So now they've divided into portions. So I usually start from the back portion. So you already know how I weave, man. I'll first do my weaving. I'll take out my portion to be woven in the middle, so that everything is straight. Because sometimes when you start from the side, by the time you get to the middle, you realize that your line is slanting in a weird way for all back. So this is what I do. I take out the portion in the middle that I'm going to weave. So I weave that one first, and then when that is done, I weave every other thing around it. So can you see so you can make it as small or as fat as you want it to be. You know, you're the one making the hair, you're the one that knows how you want it to be, so you weave it down. And I'm sure everybody is here waiting for the gist. Like, what gist are you going to gist today? What gist are you going to gist today? Guys, I had to call in a mercenary to give one very, very sweet gist like this. You know, gist is sweeter when it's the person that it happened to that gives the gist. So I had to text my friend, I remember one time like this that you had one encounter, almost scam Mikel Obi encounter like this. I'm like, I'm remembering the gist in portions, but the thing will be sweeter coming from you. And she's like, yeah, sure, now it happened. I'm like, I didn't make it up, Abby. It happened to you. She's like, my sister, don't worry, I'll tell you. So I'm going to be tapping her in to share this thing, and I'll be interrupting once in a while. She shared it as a voice note. She was nice enough to send it to me as a voice note. So I'm just gonna be laying it over, and then once in a while I'll cut to teach you how to actually make hair, so that it's not just all gist. So after you do the first portion, you take the second portion, and then you decide which side you're going to weave first, if you're going to weave the other side or this side. And so it's time for us to enter the gist. Over to you, my baby girl.
Let me tell you people how it happened. This one time, I was in school, in a lab that time. I had this friend. I'm going to call her, let's call her Mary. Okay, so Mary had been modeling for like years before she got into school, you know.
Okay, so as you can see, we're weaving, we're going, and the lines are coming in beautifully. The lines are coming in really well. As you can see, you know, I always say that the beauty of the hairstyle is usually when the lines are straight and neat and they look nice, and of course the weaving is neat. I know people are like, why did I stop the gist to tell you this? So yeah, sorry, continue listening.
She was a child model. She was modeling since she was like 14 years old, and she had an agent, and so her mother used to go with her to all these castings and whatnot. So now Mary's in school, right? She's in university, and she's like, we're like, how old at this point? I think maybe 17, 18. Yeah, thereabouts, 17, 18. And so her agent calls and says, oh, she got me into ushering, by the way. I didn't used to do any of these things, just relying on my pocket money, going to school, whatever. And she's like, no, now, there's like other ways to make money, blah, 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 blah. Let's go for this casting. The first one I went to with her, they picked us, like, we were like maybe 300 that day, and they picked like 6 of us, and we both made the cut. So I'm like, okay, interesting. And we're getting like cool bucks now. So it was cool. Right. And so, yeah. She says, her agent said there's this job.
I'm interrupting the gist again to actually teach you how to make some hair. So, like how I always do, you start from the portion. So this one is going to go slanting up towards the middle of the hair. So as you can see, the back portion went down. This one is going to go up to the side so that it meets in the middle like a clap. That's why in Yoruba it's called pateo. That means clap your hands. So it's like the two sides coming together to meet. I don't know. I'm just enjoying how I'm clapping. So yeah. So of course you do the middle portion so that everything is even. You can decide how you want the style to be. If you want to do curves, if you want to do all of that. But for my tutorial videos, I tend to do like straight patterns so that you know exactly what you want to do, and then you can now start to get creative. I always believe that once you know the rules, you can break them. So at least if you know that this is what you have to do to get this hairstyle, then you can now get creative and design it however you want. And so now I'm going to leave you to continue listening to the gist, because I know right now people are not even caring about what I'm saying again is the gist.
Mikel Obi is starting a foundation in Nigeria, right? And for the event, the foundation launch, he needed ushers, so he wanted to like see us. And I thought that was funny, because if Mikel Obi is opening a foundation, and yes, they'll have an event, and yes, they will have ushers, but he will not be in charge of that, at least, But this was Mary's agent, who had been working with her since she was like 14 and whatnot. And, her mother knows this man, everything. So it just seemed like, okay, even though I don't really understand what's going on, I think this man is trustworthy. And we're like, oh, we don't have money, because we're like 4 of us. It was 4 girls. It was me, Mary. I'm going to change the other girls' names as well. There was me, there was Mary, there was Nkechi, and there was Grace, right? So 4 of us did not have anything, like we're flat broke. And we're like, we don't have money to get to this venue, which was Radisson Blue, by the way. And she's like, oh, the agent says he's going to like take care of it and blah, blah, blah. So, foolish girls like us, Nkechi and Grace were slightly older. They were like maybe 1920 or 2021, And we all got in the cab, we went there, and yeah, we got there, we had to just, gather all our coins. I had 500, Grace had however much, Mary had 1,000, whatever. We just brought everything we had together, like our last card, literally, and gave it to the cab guy. We got inside, we meet the agent. He's like, okay, so yeah, when they come, when they're talking to you.
And now we are on the other side. So yeah, you basically follow the pattern of the previous side. So you try to match your, sorry that I interrupted your gist now, sorry, I can feel you, sorry. So you basically repeat what you did on the other side. So if you have 7 on your first side, make sure you try to you have 7 on the other side also. You cannot have 14 on one side and have 12 on the other side. So basically make sure your portions are equal, because it's pattern, so the lines have to kind of like even out. So even like maybe the worst that can happen is if you have 10 on one side, you can have 9 on the other side. But if you've cut your portions even enough, if you have 10 on one side, you should have 10 on the other side. So now you can go back to the gist before you roast me here. You people, it's not just you came here for, it's actually here that you came here to learn. But okay, I will free you.
When they come, when they're talking to you, when they ask you how much, don't tell them anything less than 100K. Guys, there were so many red flags. But for some reason, when you just tell yourself, I'm just gonna believe that this is legit and whatnot, you just believe it. So they're like, oh, don't say you're gonna take anything less than X amount, when they come and interview you, blah, blah, blah. He saw us one after the other, whatever, then we're at the lobby waiting. Then we eventually see Mikel Obi and his entourage. And, it's like, okay, he is actually here. He's probably going to see us. And this is weird because why is he picking out ushers by himself? It's funny. But I mean, he's right in front of me, so hey. But then they're like, oh, he has an interview with DSTV, so he needs to quickly go. And then we should wait for him. He's going to come back. Then I see the agent talking to somebody in the entourage, but it didn't look like somebody in his inner circle. It just looked like someone from the outside. Guys, I repeat, there were so many red flags. Anyway, moving on. Mikel Obi left. And then, so apparently they tell the agent that we can just go to like the poolside and get like something to eat, drink while we're waiting for them. And we did that. We're there, we ordered, we ate. We didn't overdo. Everybody one meal, we got dessert, but come on. But one meal, one drink. Everybody was just normal. And then, it was already like, okay, so maybe we got there at like maybe 3-ish. Now it's like 8. Mikel isn't back. 8:39. Agent says he wants to get something. He stands up. And in about 30 minutes, we're looking for this motherfucker. Yep, you guessed it. He bailed, left us. Then we started calling. His phone was switched off. We went to the gate. We asked the security people. They don't remember seeing anybody walk out.
This gist, if it's me, I could have fainted. If not that I actually knew about it, I swear, I would have said that, what kind of bobo is this? But guys, every word I promise you is true. Anyway, we're in the front portion now. We have finally arrived at the front portion, and this is how you go about it. You can do whatever design you like. You can push it to the side. You can make it come directly in front. You can, do whatever pattern you want. So I decided to just try and stylize it a little bit and do it more like the crisscross circular pattern. Let's see how that works out for us. Back to the gist.
Well, they left us there. So we thought, okay, how the hell do we get out of this place? That was our worry at the point. Until they were closing at the restaurant. And then they come and meet us and say, who's gonna, pay? Guys, that is the closest I have ever been to having to wash plates in my whole entire life. At this point, I wasn't even freaking out at this point. Okay, Nkechi and Grace were losing their minds, they were freaking out. But I found this entire situation funny because I'm just like, whoa. I used to see a lot of these things, but I didn't ever imagine I'd be in this situation, right? And then we're there, waiting and just hoping and praying that some miracle happens because we didn't have a dime. And then we're sitting there till they've started taking the cushions away from the seats and stuff. They were closed because we had asked them, put it on Mikel Obi's tab, and they're like, we cannot do that because we were not instructed to do that. And then it made sense, oh yeah, right, you can't just come there, eat and say, put it on this person's tab if we didn't have any instructions. So yeah, the waiting game and the panicking game began. The closer they got to finishing their arrangements, the more panicked we got. Midnight or maybe 1 a.m. or something, then Mikel and his entourage finally come back. And then so Nkechi and Grace, we stand up, we see them, and then Nkechi and Grace go berserk, they're upset, they kept us waiting, blah, 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 blah. And then the guy looked so confused, and he had somebody right beside him who I assume was his friend or something. And then that one is wondering who are these children and why are they making noise? So he just says, you know what, you go upstairs, I'm going to sort this out. And then he comes to us and is like, what's the problem? And we're like, oh, hey, this happened, our agent came, told us to wait for you guys for an interview, blah, blah, blah. They said we should eat, whatever. At this point, one of the waiters was with us because they needed to go home and close their accounts. So he just shook his head. So the first thing he did was sort out the bill. And then he looks at us and he's just like, next time, before you embark on such a journey, do your due diligence, do your homework, and just don't come out for anything, especially when you don't have any money. Because this your agent, I don't know him. Mikel does not know him. Nobody in the inner circle knows him. He's probably talking to one of our bouncers, like one of the security guys. And that is the person that says, oh, organize some girls for these people, but we don't like get girls from these people if we wanted to do any of that stuff. Basically, this agent, Mary's agent, that has been her agent since she was 14, except she had been lying, was trying to pimp us out and we didn't even know. I don't know if Mary knew. I mean, I want to believe that she did not, right? But like, the more I tell the story, especially like when I tell different people, they tell me that, yeah, your Mary girl might have been, you know, a shady person, but it doesn't matter. We're not friends anymore, so nobody fucking cares. Anyway, then he tells us the reality of our situation, and then he tells Nkechi to shut the fuck up and stop barking, because right now I'm going to be doing you a favor by settling this bill. And because I have a younger sister that's like around you guys' age, and I wouldn't want this to be a situation for her, right? I'm gonna get you guys a cab to take you to wherever you need to go. And then he also gave us like money, like he gave each of us a sum, you know, and that is how I did not wash plates.
And that, guys, is the end of her story. Can you believe it? Hell, if it's you, please tell me, what would you have done? What would you have done to that your friend that invited you on journey that not complete? Journey without destination. So guys, this is how to make 3 jolly friends, aka Heavenly King. This is how you do it. So guys, don't forget to hit subscribe. Please, I hope you've been subscribing. Subscribe now. Subscribe, share it, come back, listen to the gist, come back, learn how to do the hair. Tell your friends that there's this African channel. They do hair very well. They give you premium gist while they're at it also. Thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you guys for bringing the channel this far. Our subscription keeps growing. You guys are doing a great, as in, I don't even know, I'm not even doing anything. Is all you, man. So of course, tell me the other hairstyles that you want to do. I hope that I'm able to do it. By the way, guys, this hairstyle was actually on special request from one of our subscribers. One of our subscribers actually asked me to do this video on 3 jolly good friends, and that is why I actually did it. I'm so excited. That's like my first ever this year. I was like, oh my god, I absolutely have to do this. So thank you guys, and thank you for believing that I'll do it. Like, see, even if I don't know how to get hairstyle, I'll go and find how to do it just to show you people like, oh my god, I got you. Check out our other videos. I also teach you how to play African local games. It's not just hairstyles. I also teach how to do African local games, how to do the African traditional bath. There's so many other videos. So just check it out, subscribe, share. Whoosh. That's it. Goodbye, guys. Until next time.